Welcome back to DIY to the Rescue. We've already helped do-it-yourself rookies Dawn and Jamison find their way around a toolbox, but now it's time for these guys to find their artistic side.
The Schuler's metal door has an oil finish that needs to be scuff sanded to knock the sheen off before we start the wood graining process.
So this wood graining technique, it's kind of a specialty of yours, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, well, it feels like you've got this sanded. Are you ready to put on the base coat? Is that what that is?
That's exactly what that is.
Okay.
So this is a burnt umber primer, and it's to simulate wood. So this will be the first coat, and we'll put it on nice and easy.
Okay.
We're using an oil-based paint because the original door surface has an oil-based paint on it. This paint can be a little sticky, but you don't have to worry about being perfectly smooth because it's just a base coat. Oil paint sets quickly, so you need to paint at a good pace.
And you want to paint all the way out to the edges, yeah, before this area dries. So it's just sort of key to remember not to let one of your work areas dry before you have a chance to feather it out into the next work area.
Allow the base coat to dry thoroughly before moving on.
All right then, what have you got mixed up here?
Well, this is a grain or glazing coat that is going to apply the grain.
Okay.
It's going to look like pine. This is stain, linseed oil, and a little varnish.
Because we're trying to replicate pine, we want to make long, flowing grain strokes. Research the wood you're trying to imitate to determine your colour scheme and grain pattern. Let your undergrain coat dry thoroughly.
Once your undergrain coat is dry, lightly scuff sand it. Be sure to sand with the grain pattern and then wipe the door clean of dust with a tack cloth. Now it's time for the top grain coat.
Well, Dawn, I have to admit, you and Carl did a great job with this undercoat.
Thank you.
Now that we've scuff sanded it, it's time to put on the top grain,
All
which
right.
is really going to make this door look like wood. And you've mixed it up for us, right?
Yes, it's turpentine and aniline stain. It's just a wash. It's about 3 parts turpentine, 1 part colorant.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. It's about the consistency of runny maple syrup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready? I'm going to give you a demo. I'm going to show you how to do this.
All right.
And then you're going to get to work.
Alrighty.
You're going to brush it on in an area, and then take a rag. Thank you, Bill. And you want to absorb some of the stain, sort of knock it back down. So it's just a wash, a light film.
Okay.
Then, let's see, you want to hand me one of those dry brushes?
Sure. There you go.
You're going to go in with a dry brush and sort of actually paint in wood grain movement.
This is the part where you can really get creative and experiment with grain patterns and maybe even try to paint in a knothole.
This is starting to look like a real wood door. I'm really impressed.
Let your top grain coat dry thoroughly as well, then apply a light coat of spray varnish to finish.
Oh my gosh.
Holy moly!
Wow, I wore that color lipstick in the 80s.
The drumbeat red colour the Schulers picked for their study may look bright now, but it'll deepen as it dries.
The room is really coming together. Contractor Mark Metzler is removing that hallway window. After we paint, he'll do the same type of drywall repair that Dawn and I did when we removed the half wall. This will leave a nice seamless opening. Meanwhile, Tim is staining the trim, and Nathan and Carl head to the basement to start assembling the shelves.
Just one more day to transform the Schuler's odd organ room to a functional study. But can we transform these guys into die-hard do-it-yourselfers? We'll find out when To the Rescue continues.
Welcome back to DIY to the Rescue. The whole crew has been working really hard, and now the Schuler's organ room is only a few finishing touches away from becoming a cozy study.
When Jamison is not hard at work at the office, he's hard at work making stained glass in his home studio. Nathan is helping him put together a piece that'll hang where the window once sat.
I think the great thing about this particular piece is, you know, with the clear glass, there's some texture, so you've got style, but it's going to let a lot of light in as well.
No doubt.
Would you like to cut a piece?
Please.
You just start toward yourself, give it kind of some medium pressure,
All right.
push hard, and roll all the way down your line.
Okay.
got our solder, which is a combination of lead and tin. And all you have to do is just kind of burn it on there. The solder will melt. You just walk right down the seam. All right, it's about done. You want to grab that other piece of chain?
Yes, sir. And this is what kind of chain?
It's just called jack chain. You can really hang stained glass with about anything. But
this is strong enough to hold it?
Yeah, this piece isn't very heavy. What matters is what you're putting in the ceiling to hang it.
And you're just crimping that together.
That's
really
it.
easy. Wow.
Ready to go?
That looks awesome.
All right, let's go.
Let's put it in.
With the big projects out of the way, the whole crew is pitching in to help Don and Jameson cram to finish their study. In just 3 days, Don and Jameson worked to transform the former pipe organ room into a study that'll be music to their ears. The menacing half wall was torn out, and the study now flows seamlessly from the office.
And even though the Schulers were admittedly home improvement rookies, they tackled the big lead project of installing wall-to-wall carpeting. They traded their cell phones for paintbrushes with a lesson in faux finishing, and the organ is tuned out forever, and the Schulers have created a sophisticated study.
I absolutely love the room. I think it's very rich and warm and cozy, and that's the look we were going for. Probably the best part is that the half wall is gone and we can actually walk back and forth instead of climbing over now.
I agree. I'm really pleased with the way all of the different elements came together. The color of the carpet, the color of the paint, new furniture pieces and things that we brought into the room really came together very well.
I think this makes a much better study than an organ room.
I agree. Yes,
with
definitely.
And you guys, for not being do-it-yourselfers, I am very impressed. Your faux finish is fantastic.
Thank you.
And you are very masterful with that reciprocating stuff.
Thank you. I had a good teacher.
Stop.
Well, good job, guys. Listen, we've got another rescue to go to, so we're out of here.
That's right. We're out of here.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks.